something new from him before the devil knows you're dead. But with Black Sabbath in mind, although we're never going to know the full story, it seems like as soon as Bill Ward went public with the problems that he was having getting what he described as a signable contract so that he could then continue to record with the band and go on the world tour, it seems like as soon as he went public that the band were prepared for it and just kind of, well, made other arrangements. It's like, okay, Bill, that's the way you feel, right, we'll just carry on. And I think whoever, I mean, everybody's been saying about Sharon.
Alright, you've joined us on Friday night for the next part of the Cortina restoration video. It's February 2012, the 9th of February 2012. What are we doing? Well, we're taking off these spot welds here because we need this door cap panel here to go on the donor car, not the donor car, to go on the car we're restoring. You know, we've got this scrap car now, we're ready to pick these, let's get these spot welds picked out. This paint's proving a little bit tougher with my blow, so I'm going to get the angle grinder on this with the wire head brush on it, and we're going to get all that paint off, get these exposed and get this good panel out, get a look at this wheel tub, we'll see how good condition that's in. We may be rescuing that wheel tub, looks quite good here. So it might be a good tub, this one. It might need some repairs to it, so let's strip this off the car, check the tub out, get that off, discard the other pieces so they're out of the way, and then we'll see what we're working with. So that's tonight's project. Let's get this tub and let's get this off, let's get this stripped down, let's go. Friday night, let's go, rock night, Friday night, rock night, let's go! Alright, I'm using this wire brush to get this paint off. It's a pretty good tool to get your paint off, probably better than my method of the heat gun and the brush. It's just a bit faster. So I'll probably learn this is the best way of doing it. I've been using the heat brush and gun recently. It's alright for some sort of tarry based products, but the tar sticks in this. With the heat gun you can scrape it off then brush it. But I think this for good paint that's pretty hard, decent paint like what's on this silver car, then get your angle grinder and what they call steel twisted steel head on it. I think we've discussed that in earlier tape. So I need my ear mufflers now because it's quite loud actually. So I'll stick them on. I'm going to start cleaning this up. You'll see this clean up. Let's see if we can help with the angle for you. There you go. Right, get across there. Right, let's ride this baby. It's a horse. Let's ride this baby. It's a rocking horse. Let's go. Alright, that's nicely cleaned up now. You saw me wire brushing there. If you're doing this, I definitely recommend the angle grinder with a brush on. It just blitzes it. Don't bother doing what I've been doing, messing around with this thing and a blowtorch, unless really you need to melt something off it or something like that, or stickers, or there's something just that's really easy to peel off. This paint was too solid for that, it didn't work, so I'll be using that in the future. So it's something I've learned the best way is that grinder and the cup. So how many spot welds do we have, I wonder? If you're doing this at home yourself, we could count through them so it's a reference for anyone. So let's take the camera off and give you a view. Looks like we've got 1, 2, 3. Is that 1, 4, 5, maybe 6, 7 on that lip. Probably see it better with the camera than I can. And then you've got a brazed join in this lower corner. Incidentally, there's some rot on this car. It just goes to show, even cars that looked all right, you think, oh yeah, it looks like they've been repaired. Probably repaired a couple of years after it being a couple of years old, 5 years old maybe. And that was repaired. Some filler in that. Look, you can see the filler there. Where they all go. So mine's gone in the same place. It's just the normal way. And that's tricky repair, that, because it's the shape of it, you know. So we'll have to see what to see about that. Okay, so we've got a brazed join there. Hopefully that's going to release that lower corner. And then spot welds all the way up. And then a braze in that top corner, that one, and then all the way down there and across. So that's what I'm going to start doing. That'll probably take an hour to pick that out. So we'll get on with that now. Alright, I've put some pilot holes in now where I could find any spot welds. So if you have a look down, that's roughly the run. Down there like that, across. There's some braze in there, and then some spot welds across that bottom edge. There's a braze in that corner, and then you've got a braze up the top. But the only piece I need is below the lock catch, because then it's changing shape as it gets up there to the Mark IV shape. But strangely, or luckily, it's the same shape. The part which I need, it's just to this piece. So I'm going to do my usual cut and shut spectacular, using that probably as the place to blend it, because then any imperfections will be hidden under that latch. So you're doing the minimum visibility, but you've got a nice flat surface there to hide your butt join. So hopefully that's the same shape. It looks like it is. So far I can't see any difference. I might find that when I pull this off it is actually different from what I need, but I don't think so. It looks like from there they're the same, so that's good. We can repair that. Obviously I'll have to fix this on the original one. That's actually not seen, so, and it is only a flat area there, so I could put a tab in that and weld up and clean this up. Then you've got more original metal of the car. Then I'll have to put it back once it's fixed. I'll fix this edge, then that goes back in the car. It's come out of the car, it's going back in. I'm doing it that way because I'm not going to be able to effectively repair this in situ the way that I want. So it's come out to do that. Also, I took it out thinking that this was actually the same before I checked up here to see, obviously that's different, look. So I just gave it a quick glance. I didn't really check it properly, so I need to just use that bottom piece. The alternative, of course, is if I find one on eBay or somewhere, but I've never seen this panel advertised yet. I'll do a bit of research tonight, but I'm going to presume I'm not going to get one, so continue by now chopping this out. I'm going to get the slicing blade on, and I'm going to, with the slicing blade, chop it, and so that I can get this out, because I'm going to leave that in. There's no point spending a lot of time getting this out. It's not needed, so it's scrap. So up until there it's off. So we'll undo that catch, slice across, slice down, and then start picking it out. I'm going to protect this piece from any damage because it's the wheel tub. It might be handy for us, so let's just unpick it, pop it off, but cut the wing part off with the slicing blade. So that's what I'm going to do next. Alright, you're here with us Swamp Central Saturday in February the 10th, something like this. Yeah, I think it is the 10th. We've dragged in the front end of the Cortina. We're going to start chopping it up. I've just realised if I don't get these jig diameters, I'm going to need this whole front end in one piece to use for references when we build up this front end. It would be very handy to have the dimensions. So there's a change of plan. We're not cutting up the car, keeping it all in one piece. This section now is going to be kept. It's going to be put back outside and used as basically a jig reference device until I'm satisfied that this is all back in one piece. Then this can be then any parts sold or given away and what's left of it. So that's going to have to go on hold. We go over here. We've got a problem with the wheel arch panel. I took that one out as you saw last night. Now removed this one, but different shape. Should have really double checked. It's no good. Mark IV different. I should have realised. Mark IV different, obviously because the wing's different, but I just thought they'd kept that panel. No good. So chop that floor out, the silver one, that fork section in case I need that. I'm now just cutting out the rest of the wheel tub to keep, and then the fuel tank cowling at the back. We've just taken that off. We're just finally removing these spot welds here and pulling off this edge, and then that'll go into stores for when we get the new wings. So, and then it's a bit of a tidy up. Then I'm going to move on to the front scuttle area again, stopping at the back now and switching back to the front dashboard and scuttle area. I'll continue with some minor work that needs doing around that area, and we'll leave the back again now until the panels arrive. So that's Saturday's work. Nothing really much to report, unfortunately. We have to switch our works to the front. What I'll be doing is just short mini clips of the work rather than having it on the tripod now. I'm just going to take you to what I've done, because there's not a lot happening. It's all little fiddly little bits, so it'll just be more like a sort of report of the little bits I've done rather than any big action scenes, because there's not much moving here now. So a mixture of photographs and short clips until parts arrive at the back. That's wheel tub outer I'm going to do. I'm not going to do the inner, because the inner's structural and the inner's salvageable. So we'll be repairing the inner, stripping it and cleaning it, but if you look at it, there's no rust in it where they normally go, so there's no point taking that out. Really isn't. It's connecting to this seat member, that cross member, the back parcel shelf, this inner piece, and you're really going to take even more of the structure out, which you don't want to do. If the wheel tubs were any more shot up, I'd be looking at swapping them, but I'm keeping them in. So it's the outer piece that'll get done, or it'll be a repair piece that goes over it that gives you that lip. And I'll use the piece off the silver car to fix that area, so we can cut out here, cut out there, use the silver one's piece to repair it, which is here. Let's have a look, see what condition that's in. I think it's alright. We can use that piece, okay, which would go in there. Then we'll take this out and then put the repair outer pieces on. So there's a repair panel needed there, but at least I can make a list of the things that I need to do. And then it's all little niggly little bits today, nothing meaty to get stuck into, unfortunately. I thought that might happen once I'd done the bulk of this floor work. The meaty stuff sort of slowed down a bit. It's all waiting for panels. Okay, that's all I can report for now. Alright, well, I'll give you a walk round now of the car. We're just having a bit of a clean up, and then we're going to move on to some smaller little bits and bobs jobs. So starting from there, remember we did this floor early on in January, in Christmas time, November time even. Then we moved across there, we did that side, we did the bulkhead, and now we're heading towards the back. We've got a lot to do. Remember we took this wing off, but don't worry, we can handle it. That's what it's all about. As you know, things are bad in our boot, but we don't worry, we will prevail. That was a walk around of the car, February 2012. This is the state of affairs. Slowly rust will disappear, be replaced by fresh metal. It's our new band, Fresh Metal. You've heard of Fresh Metal? This is Fresh Metal. There's your sill, your floor pans. Starting to work on this area as well. We'll be stripping the engine bay out. Up we go, we take you high up. Mission. And there we have it for Saturday, 10th of Feb 2012. Just a general clean up. We'll do some more work tomorrow on the dashboard. Various little clips and brackets that need doing. We've been looking at the wheel tub area and how it all is going to be coming together. Lining up that chrome trim, making sure that's all alright, and it is. And working out ways to repair this. Some bit of thinking, bit of research on the internet. Time's been spent doing that, gathering information and just getting ready for the next phase. Closing down for the night. Sunday the 12th February 2012. I'm going to cut out this spare floor bung hole. I'm going to cut a square around it, and then it's going to be grafted into that rough hole there, so we can just create a nice bung hole there, and that will repair that. I'll look at a few others. I might do that one as well. That one's damaged a little bit on its edge, so we might do a few of those to see how that repair goes. Anyway, that's what we're going to do today on that one. We're also just having a general tidy up, as I left you with last night. We're going to see now what we can do. We're going to make a list of parts that we need. And there's been a car broken up on one of the websites. Someone's found a car in a field. Aero has found a car cut up in a field, so we may be able to salvage some parts, so that's a good breakthrough. I'll also be cleaning the bulkhead area up and then giving it some primer just to make it look tidy. What else? Some just general going around the car, really making notes and things and preparing stuff to be removed, taking some measurements too today. So and there's some filler work I'm going to do, just flat off some of the filler that we put in, clean up that area in that floor pan there. And some welds to grind down on them patches over there, and we'll look at that. So a little bit of cleaning up to do because we're running out of parts. We're also going to be cleaning up this inner scuttle panel here and getting that ready. We can straighten all those damaged edges there and get it sitting into the scuttle area neatly, so we'll do that as well. And also there's a dashboard bracket to fit here. You've got your dashboard bracket, which is off the old A-post inner panel. It didn't have it on this A-post because it was a facelift one, and they use a different dash securing system, so we'll drill the welds out like it is on that side. That's the original one, and get that dash bracket. Then we'll offer the dash up and see and get that bracket aligned. So that's today's jobs. Just basically finishing off some little areas. That's what we're doing, and then we can start hitting into the back end or the front end. Also the chassis here, we might start taking the engine out now, removing all the wiring loom and getting all the ancillary items off the engine ready for it to be hoisted out. So we'll be getting the engine out as well. A couple of weeks time I'll be picking up some parts, hopefully be getting the inner wings. We're going to do one at a time, so got to get that clip off. The car's then going to become stranded, so we need to make sure that everything's out of the way and that the car's in the right position, because once the clip's off, it's off these dollies, where I can make a new dolly transportation system. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I've come up with a way. So that's it. We'll resume in a minute, and I'll flick through some of the jobs. Yep, we'll do a bit more. Okay, so we use this little piece here, and that can go and fix the floor. Clean it up first, drop that into the floor, and that creates you a nice new bung area, so we'll do that next. Alright, so I've prepped that up, I've hammered it flat because it had slight curve in that, because it was out of the rear floor section, it had slight concave in it, so I bashed it flat on the anvil. I'll place that over there now, clamp it, and then I'm going to cut with a slicing disc the exact shape. So by cutting through this, you create a perfect fit for the butt weld. You'll see how that works in a second. So I'll clamp it in position now. Okay, clamped in. Take a picture of that. And ready to make the cut with a slicer. Here we go, let's see what we can do. Gotta move that around. Just enough to get to the other side. You don't want to lose the position.
In every weekend, you give a shout out to my BFAM James in the Black Outline. Cheers.
And then last one, just round this, move the clamps round. Gets a little bit tricky there because you can only get one clamp in. And I don't want to get the grinder caught.
One says, hey, chilling with my cat because of surgery. Love the show. Sunday is Lisa and Kim.
You want to stay lined up with me with cuts.
Still to come on the show. I got Vegan Warden set up.
Just about in there. Side. Gotta be really careful now. Okay, should be up that one. Get these out. So I'll take that out now. I'll resume in a minute when we've got it ready for welding. Okay, so there you are. Just hanging over the edge there. That's the shape. So we'll get that equally spaced, ready for the weld. I've left two little bits of metal just for it to hang on. Get a magnet on that now. Do one side first. So if we get a weld in just there, I can sort of just start to profile it up. So I'll just clean up. enough to get a tack in, and then I'll angle grind the edge when it's in place, start tapping it into place with a hammer, and just want to get one welded first, probably something like that. I'll get the magnet and resume when we're welding. Alright, you're in there, the magnet's holding it, welder's primed and ready. Let's get a weld in, and then all nice butt weld all the way around there, then we'll grind that flat, prime it up, and let's see how that looks. That should look quite pretty, that. It's a new word for today, pretty. Alright, light them up. Okay, a couple of tacks to hold it there, magnet off. So now your magnet's done its job, and now all you do, you can put, luckily because I can access this one from underneath, it's not too far under the car, we can use our hands now and get a little hammer and just, we'll tap that into place. Hold on. So we'll get the exact profile. Put one hammer underneath. Hammer there. Just looking for any area I can see where it's flush. Right, I've got a nice run down there. I can see where it's flush. I won't weld if it's not flush, so I'll be tapping it along as I go. What we're going to do, just drop the power down a touch. It's very thin metal. Just go down one click on this job. We will resume in a minute and see how far we get. I think it's a part of the film where I'll speed it up now on the camera. That's one done. Let's brush off that under seal. That's just giving us some smoke under there. Not to mention some unpleasant fumes. Mask on, I think. Not too bad. Okay. You see your weld there. Carry on. I'll resume when it's done. Right, here's one for you if you're learning to weld. I am learning to weld. I'd never done this before, these kind of jobs. So if I take you in with the camera now, have a look at this plate. Right, okay, the pros probably already know all this, but I didn't. Now see this there, what I've done, you think, oh right, I'm going to weld, you're going to weld from the top, it seems to be your instinct, it was mine, but you don't when you're doing this. If you can get yourself the thickness of the grinder disc, a mill cut, do what I did, drop the plate over and cut it through both pieces of metal, so when you come off, that's got the thickness of the blade. Get your magnet and hold it in, then with the welder go this way, almost lay the welder on its side, and as it builds up you back up on yourself and you come through and you're filling that gap with weld, rather than coming down on top and just blowing holes through the floor. You're actually going backwards, and that's what I've learned. And you come back like that on yourself, that's how you do it. You need room to pull your welder stick back, so it doesn't always work if you're in a confined space, but that seems to be working for me anyway. I'm going to weld the rest of this and we'll have a look how that comes out. I'm switching off and on quite a lot because my battery's low. I'm going to get the camera lead charged up in a minute, but let's finish this plate off and grind it back and have a look at the finished result. Alright, you're all in. Said I'd resume back. I won't touch it because that's still hot. There's your continuous welding. It's almost straight bead in some places, which means my welding's improving, where I'm able now to, you can see the molten metal flowing, and if you just keep the pool so it's constantly readjoining onto itself, you don't get blobs, you get continuous weld because it's constantly flowing in. So that worked, and you find that when you're welding you can see the two faces of the metal with the 1mm gap between them that you've cut, you know, with your cutting disc. You can see them flowing back together. It almost draws them back together. Say that's your gap there. As that weld bead's going in, it's melting this face and that face, and they're just fusing together. You can be careful that you don't just weld one face and then the blob of weld is overlapping on this and not touching it. Get both pieces to strike and away you go. You can't go wrong then. Comes out neat, it's very satisfying. So we can now grind those down and then just prime it. It should be invisible almost. Let's see. Alright, that's all done. I've some primer on there, tested the bong in, that's great. Don't think you can see the marks. I think it's come up good. It's a nice repair in the floor. I've fitted the dash bracket, which is just in here. I'll show you what I mean. It doesn't have one on the pre-facelift, so we're in here. There you go. So I just need to take the dash out. Now I've got that fixed. If I wanted to put it in position with the dash, I'll take the dash out and weld it up. So yeah, we're doing that. Floor done. So we'll carry on with a few little bits now around here, checking out the positioning of these brackets on the dash. What else have we got to do? Another floor bung to repair. That'll keep us busy for the rest of the evening. Okay, so switch back later on. Alright, just lining up the scuttle now, the inner scuttle piece, and it's right bonny. I've decided to call things right bonny now, so this is right bonny. It's all follows everything. This was picked out, remember, from the orange one, so it's going to pretty much line up because I've got the bulkhead out of the orange one, so just got to get it all to fit. So I'm working on that. What I'll do, I'll make sure there's no repairs or filler work to do under this piece before this goes on, and then I can get that painted before that goes on. So yeah, all good. What I'll use, I'll put the there's a little filler piece here. Look, this is for the wiper motors to hide the workings. I can bolt that in place, and it can sort of lock this in position. We're going to get an idea and a feel for how it's all going to come together, but it follows around that very well, and that was its original A post, and just shows how close everything is. It's all worked, it's all come back together, so that's pretty good. So I'll mess with that.